Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I want to show you my current build that I'm trying to play to find out how it's actually working. And yeah, so I ditched the Shattering Steel champion because it was bad, right? So, and yeah, how should I start this whole thing? I wanted to play a Cycloner, right? So I started with a physical Cyclone Slayer / Juggernaut Scion, right? So it brought me pretty far, I would say, about some tier 12, 13, 14-ish, right? And I wasn't too happy with it. I mean, it did some really good damage, but I was like, hey, wait a second, they buffed, you know, custom crit. So, since I want to play Cyclone, and we have the custom crit buff, let's make a custom crit Cyclone! Yay! Great. What an intro, what a douchebag. Anyway, so this is my new character that I leveled up yesterday. It is currently level 90, and it is a cast on crit, dual-wielding, Cospri'S, freaking, yeah, Cold Death Knight. I call it Death Knight because dual-wield, frost, physical, you know, that kind of stuff. Okay, before we go into any kind of detail, right, and explaining how this character works, or at least how it should work, and why do I only have 4.6k life, and I don't know what kind of stuff, right? I'm going to run a map, but this time around, like my Atlas progress is somewhere tier 14, 15, 16 at the moment, right? So, today I want to try a Guardian map. I haven't done any Guardians yet. You see that Phoenix is actually unlocked, but that is because a friend was doing Phoenix and he was like, yeah, if anybody wants to join for a leech, right, for the Atlas progression, I was like, yeah, just invite. So this is actually the first Guardian map I'm going to try, and I'm pretty sure I will die, but yeah, why not? Let's just try it and find out, right? So we're gonna chisel it up, we're gonna all hit whatever that is, and we're gonna Val it. Okay, 47% monster life. Oh shit, elemental weakness. I mean, it's not too bad, but 47% monster life is quite a ton, right? But I have a lot of damage, so I would say we're just gonna run this map now. Probably gonna die because of my poor HP and mana pool, although we run Mind Over Matter, right? So we get some kind of damage, or at least a certain amount of damage on mana before life, right? So this is actually the trick about it. So let's just try and see how this build is actually working out. And as you see, as I said, the damage is, yeah, kind of ridiculous. We could work a little bit more towards the movement speed and the clearing speed itself, but yeah, more of that later on. So we are dual-wielding Cospri'S, right? And Cospri'S actually trigger a cold spell on crit, right? And on top of that, I run currently a 5-link carcass check for more area of effect damage and also area of effect. With another cast on crit setup, so my Cospri'S will trigger on crit and also my chest will trigger on crit, right? So we have a bunch of skills that trigger themselves on the run. Oh god. Syndicate. I love Syndicate, especially when it's tier 16 and I haven't done any Syndicate tier 16 yet. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna make a safety portal because, I mean, obviously everybody who plays this Betrayal knows how freaking insane those Syndicate members are, right? But since we have a shitload of damage, it's already dead. I mean, that's actually good. I don't know. But I usually press anything, I don't know. But as you saw, the damage is just insane. And don't forget, it's 47% extra life here on this map, right? So we have a tier 16 map with quite some life modifiers. Anyway, so let's just hope for some more Guardian map drops or anything that's worth something. But I'm pretty sure that I will have bad cards. Because I need to fix my survivability at one point, and that's what I'm trying to do at the moment. As I said, I started this build today, right? So I leveled it up yesterday with the physical Cyclone, but changed today to the Cospri'S. So I'm pretty new to cast on crit. So I'm struggling a little bit on about the average questions that you might have, and I'm also trying to find out. My gems are not even leveled up yet, at least not on max. But I think as a showcase, it's actually pretty cool that I show here a Guardian map. So you see that it's actually working on a lower budget gear as well, because I plan to invest surely more than 100 exalts on this build, if everything works like intended. So, we are on Hydra, and yeah, don't mind if I die, that can happen. But let's see the damage output actually. Yeah, quite nice, I would say, quite decent for the amount of gear that I invested. But if I'm gonna making this deathless, that would be a freaking joke, man. Because I say all the time like, okay, I'm scared to die and I probably will die and blah blah blah, and then you don't die. I could just leave that shit all the way. But ah! We have Will of Spark, so that gives us some leech. But oh boy, we're gonna make this. Oh, come on! I want to mention that I have Culling Strike on Leap Slam, so professional player right here. But still, it was freaking good. And now he despawns, great. Okay, we have a new high tier map. We have, yeah, Hydra unlocked on the Atlas, so that was actually pretty decent. It's just a freaking joke that I should actually jumped on it, yeah, to actually unlock, to kill it with my Culling Strike. Alright, without further ado, I think we're just gonna start right away with the gear choice, right? So, as I said, this is a progression character, right? So that means it's the first time I'm playing this, and I'm trying to fix my health issues, or at least the survivability issues, and some more of that stuff. Wait a second, let me put that in, because then... This... Okay, I'm fine now. So, gear choices. I use Rat's Nest. Okay. I will also mention on every single piece of gear what I actually plan to get, right? So, we have Rat's Nest. Why Rat's Nest? Because it gives us a shitload of critical strike chance, and we are cast on crit, so you wanna crit, right? Because this makes the majority of our damage. Otherwise, if you want to go faster, you could go with a Devotee's Devotion. Obviously, 20% movement skill, speed, so you have attack speed and all that stuff, but no crit. Another option is the Zirconia's Head. It gives you crit and life, which is pretty good, but only 25, or I think 25 crit or something. So Rat's Nest is actually the helmet that gives you the most critical strike chance, and that's why I go with that, because we are Scion. Usually, cast on crit characters are Assassin, right? And Assassin have way better crit, but Scion has also crit, right? So I want to go with Scion because I just love the Scion life cluster with Might of the Meeks and Unnatural Instinct or Talon, or what the name was, freaking expensive, yeah, jewel. So, gear choice, right? Let's go over the gems. Leap Slam, Fortify, Faster Attacks, and Culling Strike. Yeah, pretty regular setup here, right? Okay, weapons, we have double Cospri'S melees. As I said, once you crit on a melee attack, right, you're gonna trigger a cold spell, right? This is important, cold spell. That's why we run a bunch of cold abilities here. So we have here Vortex, Frost Bomb, and also Bone Chill. Bone Chill is a new support that is actually doing a shitload of damage, man. On the other one, we have Frostbolt, Freezing Pulse, and Greater Multiple Projectiles. So my idea was, since you can trigger from crits and trigger that and that and that, you know, and Cyclone is also a pretty decent attack speed ratio, I wanted to go with Frostbolt and Freezing Pulse, since both benefit from the Greater Multiple Projectiles, right? And on the other hand, we have Vortex, Frost Bomb, and Bone Chill, because those two don't... yeah, how you say benefit from the GMP, I think. I don't want to lie here. Freezing Pulse and Frostbolt. Yeah, the rest doesn't work. Check. This was my idea about those two. So we have 4 spells in here. And if those crit, right, on top of our Cyclone crit, we actually have here another cast on crit ability, and that is Ice Nova. And Ice Nova does the majority of our damage as far as I see, right? Anyway, so we went over the weapons, gems. Okay, let's go. Carcass check. It's buffed, right? We have more area of effect, we have more area damage, we have life, all resistance. A pretty decent choice for an armor. What I would like to have is actually a Law Weave. Why Law Weave? Because Law Weave gives you elemental damage, it gives you crit. You have max resistance on 80, that's another effective HP basically, because another layer of survivability, because 75 all res is good. 80 all res is just better, you know, it's 5% less elemental damage. So basically, I would suggest for the high-end game, that's the next thing that I want to achieve, because I'm collecting those rings here, is going for Law Weave, right? But you can still go with Carcass Jack, it's a pretty decent choice. I have it on 5-link at the moment. Yeah, pretty sad actually. Wait a second, what if we get lucky on the video and actually are able to 6-link it? How about that? Okay, that screwed pretty up my setup, because now I have a double link. Congratulations, mbXtreme, you are... Okay, we still have some chaos, so I'm probably gonna buy some more fusings and hope to get back my 5-link. Oh shit. Anyways, so our setup is Cyclone with cast on crit, with hypothermia support, the Ice Nova, increased crit, and the conk effect for more damage, right? So if you have a 4-link, I would remove the increased crit and the conk. If you have a 5-link, I would add the increased crit, and 6-link, I would add the conk effect. So as I said, they all trigger from each other, you know, you crit, you get the Ice Nova, or your Cyclone crits, you get your double or quarter ability from your Cospri'S, and if they crit, you get your Ice Nova again, so that the screen is just full, right? Okay, let's keep on going. Gloves, I just have life and all resistance, because yeah, res capping is important, right? Pretty cheap, I got them for like 10 chaos or so, nothing too special. I run a cast 1 damage taken setup with Immortal Call, like low level cast 1 damage taken, Immortal Call, and increased duration. And here I have a high level Blood Rage, but that's not really needed. I just think that's nice for more attack speed for Cyclone, for more hits, for more crits, for more procs, and so on, right? Pretty cool stuff here. For the boots, I choose to go with the KM's Roots, because I just lack survivability, and also this is going to be the boots of choice when I probably do Uber Alder tomorrow, hopefully, or in 2 days or something, depending on the gear. But you can just take something with like movement speed. You could go like bubonic trails or anything that's useful, right? Links, whatever is up to you. You can pretty much do whatever you like. On the belt, I just use life and yeah, cooldown recovery speed on that one, because that will actually lower the cooldown or the internal cooldown of our abilities, and also the proc ratio, right? But therefore you need a lot of attack speed, and yeah, but cooldown recovery is something that will benefit the build in terms of the proccing speeds, right? So that's pretty cool. Otherwise, just life, all resistance, try to get res capped. Pretty usual stuff actually, right? Then, for the amulet, I have the Pandemonious. That's actually a pretty decent choice here for this build. Our majority of damage is cold damage, at least like 98.7347661%. And yeah, this gives us cold damage, cold resist, and chill enemies for 1 second when hit, reducing their attack speed, which is actually another layer of defense in that case, right? And also blind. And damage penetration, 20% on chilled enemies. We chill all the time, right? So we have a lot of cold penetration, and that means a lot of more damage. For the rings, I choose a Warlock's Mark hit ring. That's an Elder base. You need at least level 75 for the level 8 Warlock's Mark, and level 80 for the level 12 Warlock's Mark. So they are pretty expensive. If we just gonna check the ring, like just the Curse Warlock's Mark on hit. Only this, without the base, without the item level, without anything like that. They're starting at 65 chaos, 70, 75. So what I did, I was just buying a base and spam some alterations on it until I hit the curse on Warlock's Mark, right? And then you're gonna throw like typical crafting progress, right? You have the stat, then you go on augmentation, get a second mod, throw a regal on it, and yeah, that's how I got the accuracy and the mana, and then just crafted something on it that you actually need. Because the Cospri'S do actually need a ton of dexterity. The other ring is just, yeah, life and resistances. Oh, wait. What a cool thing here. So, in terms of flasks, we have a Quicksilver flask, in that case with a freeze immunity to make us faster. We have the Wise Oak, which is actually pretty insane for the damage penetration, right? If you're able to balance your resistance to get all 3 damage and also the defensive layers, it's not about the damage because we only do frost damage, right? But it's more about the defensive layer. I haven't balanced them yet, but I checked that my cold resistance is the highest. So the highest will give us the penetration. So I get cold penetration, right? So this is the thing that I want. But if possible, try to cap your resistances so they are even. So you get all 3 defense layers, right? Then an Ethereum's Promise for more chaos damage and elemental damage. Chaos damage from elemental damage and also some leech. A Diamond Flask with bleed immunity for more crit, obviously. I choose here a Hybrid Flask because I Mind Over Matter, and if I'm getting hit, you know, I'm gonna get some life and mana back because this is our effective HP pool. If you don't go Mind Over Matter, that's fine. Go with a typical Life Flask, an instant Divine Bubble, Divine Life Flask of Bubbling or something. Yeah, for that scenario. Alright, let's go over for the skills, the skill tree. So as I said, we are a Scion with currently Juggernaut and Assassin, because usually people go with one Cospri'S and the Lycosidea shield, right? That's a shield that basically says your hits cannot be evaded. That means you don't need accuracy because you have 100% crit hit chance, right? So this is pretty insane, but I want to do it differently. I want to have dual wielding Cospri'S, so I need to worry about accuracy, right? I have currently I have 85% hit chance. That's not a lot. Also, with my Juggernaut Ascendancy, that gives me 1000 accuracy rating. So I definitely want to go about, I would say 92% hit chance. That would be great to reach, and I'm working towards that. I'm probably gonna get that on rings, on any craft, you know, something like that. Probably I'm gonna switch my boots or anything like that to get me more accuracy, because I want to get this running with dual wielding because it's such an insane damage, right? So, nevertheless, we are Assassin, which gives us crit, we get power charge and critical strike, movement speed if we've killed recently, and so on, right? So the base crit is the important thing, and we also choose the Path of the Shadow for our starting area. You can also skip the Juggernaut if you're going with the Lycosidea, and you can go like Guardian, or not Guardian, the Inquisitor for more damage, right? You can go, I don't know, like whatever, choose it. But it's just important to have the Assassin mark here, just for the base crit, right? If you, for example, go with Inquisitor for more damage, you can actually start from this area here, because these starting areas are better than the Assassin ones. But the skill tree is pretty much the same. You're just gonna switch those 5 nodes to those 5 nodes, and then you start from here and build up the right side, right? Okay, so Scion Cluster. This is the thing that I love, and because Double Might of the Meek with the Scion Life Cluster gives you a shitload of life. I mean, obviously, having those much life increased and running 4.6k life is not that great, but we are on a pretty budget, you know. It's start of the league, it's still the first week. I have like 20 chaos here. Gonna reinvest more for fusings now. But, you know, we are all currency starved, right? That means that, yeah, the survivability lacks a little bit, but still, this is the end product. We have 36 all resistance here. We have a shitload of life here. Yeah, this is the one that I want to change as soon as I can afford the Unnatural Instinct. That's a jewel that costs about 9 exalts. So with that jewel, you get all the nodes that are not skilled. So what I do will be, I'm going to skill with attack speed, remove those here, put it into here, and get all these in a small location here. Get all the multiplier, get all the spell damage, get just everything here, which is pretty insane. But now I'm running a pure talent because I choose to have the Shadow starting point with more base crit, and also the 25 of the Scion will also help, right? Okay, here life, crit, life, what else jewels we have? Yeah, Survival Instinct's great. That's the one that you get for a quest reward. I was just like lacking some dexterity to equip those jewels, at least the jeweled foils. You need like 212 dexterity, which is insane. You will not have a problem to reach the intelligence throughout your skill tree, but you will have a problem with the dexterity. So that's why I put in this one at the moment as a placeholder. Here, life, crit spells, more dexterity here, cold damage, cold damage, cold damage, cold penetration, power charges, area of effect, spell crit, life, mind over matter, life, area of effect, something like that, okay? What else do I have? I have somewhere a jewel that I wanted to mention, and it is the Clear Mind. Since we are Mind over Matter, we don't reserve any kind of mana. So Clear Mind, that goes for like 60 chaos, I think, at the moment. Oh, pretty good guess. They will give you spell damage while no mana is reserved, which is actually pretty insane, and also mana regeneration rate, which is actually pretty cool. Okay, as an NC, we talked about skill tree, jewels. If you have some regular jewels, then go for anything that's multiplier, or yeah, multiplier is actually pretty insane, or increased life, resistances if you like some, that kind of stuff, right? And yeah, so one thing I wanted to mention about the gloves, I want to go, like, if everything works out and I find a way to increase massively my accuracy rating through items and skill tree and so on, I probably want to go at series gloves on this one, and maybe switch from the Juggernaut to Slayer, which would give me Slayer Overleech with its series gloves, which would be insane. But hey, that's another 6-7 exalts or something, and yeah, like I have, if you would give me now 50 exalts, I would definitely spend them within 10 minutes on this build, and I would still not have enough because Headhunter would be great as well. Okay. So, Pantheons. I haven't really made up my mind. This is still the Pantheon that I choose to go with with my physical Slayer type of Cyclone build. But I still think if you have the upgraded Soul of Arakali for the extra life recovery rate, which is pretty good when you're leeching, here's Soul of Shakari just for, yeah, Tora. On the Syndicate, if she does her poison abilities, then have fun. I still need to upgrade this one, but it's like a tier 50 map, so I'm progressing towards it. I would definitely go for, yeah, probably Soul of Yugul for Uber Elder, or upgrade Shakari maybe, something like that. And here you can go Arakali, or for mapping Lunaris for bossing like Solaris or something like that. Not too mandatory. Bandit choice, I choose to go with Alira, because Alira gives you all resistance and also crit multiplier, which is another, yeah, sweet damage. Okay, anything I forgot? You're probably wondering what empty access I'm wearing, because it looks pretty fancy, right? Yeah, here we go. We have the Celestial Hood with the red glowing eyes, the new Seraph Battle Wings that have the same effect as the Forged Weapon effect. So if I'm moving around, you see that the flames here and the wings have the same effect. So it just looks very, very beautiful. Double Seraph Sword with Kitava Body Armor, Kitava Gloves and Boots. We have the Ultimate Chaos Character effect, Ultimate Chaos Footprints, Kitava Portrait Frame, and the Demon King Portal effect. We have Dark Cyclone effect, no empty access on my, yeah, cast on crit stuff yet. Sin Leap Slam, Dark Immortal Call, and also, yeah, that's about it. So, I think we are good to go. Yeah, I'm progressing hard tomorrow for clearing the Atlas, right? Getting Shaper down, trying to do Uber Elder, trying to farm currency, trying to upgrade, and so on. But I wanted to give you a smooth, small explanation about how everything works together, how I think it is going to be, what upgrades I want to do, and so on. So yeah, if you want to check that out, Twitch TV/mbXtreme. Yeah, probably streaming every night. Like I do stream every day, like 10 to 15 hours a day since the league start. And yeah, if you want to check that out, feel free to say hi. And otherwise, I'm pretty sure I will update this kind of build with hopefully better gear, better progression updates in about 2 or 3 days. So yeah, if you're interested, feel free to subscribe, and thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, see ya on the next video, pretty much.